day. We've made it April the 8th. It is the day of the eclipse. Hope and pray for the best. Not live in fear. Not live in a space of hopelessness or helplessness. We are not helpless beings. We are limitless beings. What's up, fam? That's joining. We made it so far. We made it to the day. It is very, very sunny here. I was just getting a little bit of the sun. Yesterday I was getting my ass kicked. Super tired. Today, full of crazy amounts of energy. What's up, everybody? So we're going to be reading today from Neville Goddard, The Complete Collection. But before we do that, obviously, we're going to talk about today being a big day. Today being a day of utilizing the energies, right? We're just always reading about all the things that come across our timeline. And thankfully, a lot of the things that came across my timeline were things of positivity. There were also a lot of fear porn things, right? No matter what happens today, use your energy to stay high. Use your energy to stay up. Because you can use your energy for either way, and you can create the reality that you want, no matter what. Do I have my Philly dialect? You can hear it. Okay. And I was reading about the eclipse, how before the eclipse, before the eclipse is a time where people, events, things will just literally vanish from your life. Out of nowhere. It's like someone just literally came down and went, whoop, you're done. Can you guys hear me? Because someone said there's no volume. That has happened to me in the last week. And it's things that are very, very unexpected that are happening. That things that literally no longer serve you or no longer on your timeline, no longer serve your greatest good, are going to be ripped from your life, right? And then there are also new beginnings coming. New things that are going to happen that are going to be so amazing. Okay, thanks. You guys can hear. So it depends on what timeline you want to live on. Because realistically, we get to choose that. And for people that don't understand that, they'll continue to unconsciously choose a life that doesn't serve their highest and greatest good and wonder why they're always miserable, wonder why bad things always happen to them, wonder why they have bad luck. There's no such thing. Okay. I was traveling from Northeast PA to Buffalo, New York, and definitely I feel I got kicked and I had to sleep immediately. Before I tuned in, I said to myself, stop being in such a low mood, forced myself to smile and felt better. The first thing I heard you say, create your reality. That's it, literally. Guys, we get to literally choose our mood. So before I was more masterful with the idea of manifestation, just a thought would get me in a bad mood. And then I'm like, hello, you get to choose that. You're choosing to be in this low mood. You could also choose to be in a happy mood. We can choose that someone doesn't love us, or we can choose to say that person is head over heels in love with me and they always show up for me. Your reality has to conform to your thoughts. So if it conforms to your thoughts in a bad way, you just got to change your thoughts. And I'm saying it like it's that easy. I know that it's not that easy. I understand. Because I was fist fighting with myself for months on end because I didn't get it. I didn't understand. But it's literally choosing the mood that we want to be in. And then life unfolds in that way. So today's the eclipse. There's a lot of fear surrounding that. But you get to choose how are you going to choose the fear porn, or are you going to choose the positivity where you're like, this is such a magical day for me to create or recreate the reality that I really, really want. So can you today, hold on one second, I'll answer that. Can you today write down what are the things that you really want to manifest? What are the things, look at this, direct alignment. What are the things that you want to truly align with? If you're living life like this, look, out of alignment, your reality can only show up out of alignment. But if you're living your reality in direct centeredness and alignment, your reality can only show up that way. I didn't make this shit up. These aren't my rules. when you're in direct alignment with your purpose, with your desires, with all the things that you want, you will be equal and balanced. But when you're living here and you're off center, your whole life is going to be off center. So can we use the light, literally the light today, to anchor in the things that we are choosing, that we're actively choosing? Say, wow, this is a special day. It doesn't happen often. I'm going to use this energy to do what with? Be afraid that the world is going to end, or to bring myself back into balance and alignment? That's it. I am healthy. I love it. What's the I today? Everybody write down right now on comment. What is your I amness today? I am scared. I am fearful. I am powerful. I am always getting all the things that I want and desire. I am in amazing alignment. What is your I amness today? I am powerful. I am happy. Guys, I'm thrilled today. I'm happy. Whatever happens today happens. It's allowing, right? I pray for a job. So let's just take that. I am wealthy and in peace. I pray for a job. So instead of praying for a job, you have to see yourself as already having that dream job. Already having the dream job. I am thankful. I'm excited. My blessings are coming today. I am healthy. I am worthy of success, abundance, and love. I am wealthy and in peace. I'm always getting what I want. That's the energy that we need to bring out into the world today. I am powerful co-creator of an even better life than ever before. I am strong and courageous and ready for whatever the day brings. I am healthy and wealthy. It's literally that simple. You want to change your life, just change your thoughts to these type of thoughts. And it's hard at first to shift, right? It's hard at first to shift. I'm excited about my abundant life. Right? You don't have to have these things in order to feel excitement for them. That is how we manifest things. It's all through energy. I am healthy, wealthy, and complete. Everything is energetic. Look at this alignment of this light. Can you align with light today and decide for the rest of your life, I'm going to align with light today so that I am balanced. I am able to receive because I let go of all the things and people that don't serve me anymore. Everything is being brought to light. All the things that are shadows in your life are being brought to light. There might be people that are experiencing dizziness and headaches, extreme tiredness, different physical symptoms because the frequency is changing. The frequency on Earth is changing, and you either change with it or you can stay in the old timeline. For some people, this sounds crazy. For some people that don't understand this, I might sound like a fucking psychopath to you. But I research always. I read a lot. And I understand energy because we are energetic beings. Whether you like it or you know it or not, we are energetic beings. Electricity is flowing through our bodies at all times. And if you don't have electricity, you're dead. Headaches, tired, so tired. Yesterday, I slept all day. I never do that. They said don't manifest during this. Is that true? I've heard the opposite of that, is using this energy. The thing is, there is no right or wrong time to quote unquote manifest. Manifestation is not something you do. It's just something that you are. So if I want to manifest my highest timeline, I'm going to be in that thought process of my highest timeline. No matter what day it is, no matter what astrological sign it is, no matter what's happening up in the sky, I'm going to be and live in this alignment every day. Can today be a great start to your day of manifestation? To bring in the opposite energy of what many other people are feeling. Many other people are feeling scared, anxious, doom and gloom. Do you want to continue to anchor in that energy, or do you want to create your own energy field and say, I'm using this time for the best portion of my life, for the best portion of my mind and consciousness so that I can shift and change? Would you also recommend not looking at the eclipse or being outside? I was reading this morning that a lot of the ancestors used to be inside for an eclipse, that they didn't get that energy, and other things say go out and ground. So I don't have an opinion on it, right? I just don't have an opinion on it. Use your intuitive guidance for it. I can't say one thing or the other. There's too many crazy things happening in the world for me to say, yes, go and do that. I don't really know. I won't be outside for it. That's just me personally. But do whatever you intuitively feel that you should do. Grounding is another thing. Yes, I said grounding. I'll be outside and grounded. So when people say it's not a good time to manifest, it's not an act. It's just a state of being. Like when people say, oh, I'm trying to manifest this. It's not something that you do. It's just something that you are. If everything in this outside world is a reflection of our inside world, if I'm attracting bad partners all the time, narcissists, people that don't treat me well, you're not trying to manifest better. You change your subconscious programming, and then your outside world is just a reflection of that. I'm not trying. Yes, maybe you're trying to change your programming. That is a try, right? Do some hypnosis. You can do Psych-K treatments. There's a lot of different things, but I'm not trying to manifest. What I'm trying to do is change the way that my thought patterns are. Change the way that I feel about things every day. Why can't I have that? I'll never have this. Coming from a state of lack to a state of abundance. It isn't something that we try to do. It's something that we become. And then manifestation just happens effortlessly because you're in alignment with all the things that you want, because you no longer believe, I'm not worthy of having these things. I'm not worthy of having money. I'm not worthy of having a great partner. Right? When you just become those feelings, it's just you manifest them because you're in a direct alignment with the things that you desire. I hope that makes sense to people. I know it makes sense to a lot of you, but some people get lost with this stuff. So as long as we're saying we're trying, we're in the state of not having. Being in the state of not having, your reality can only reflect not having. I'm in Australia. Present day time is 11:42 p.m. Monday night. What time is it where the eclipse is going to occur? Guys, what time is the eclipse? Is it between like 1 and 3 or 12 and 3 Eastern Standard Time or something around that, or 3 something? If I was in the path, I'd go outside just to see the cool shadows. So are we understanding that? Manifestation, when you say you're trying to do something, it means that you don't have. So we're still coming from a state of lack. Thank you. 2 to 3:30 Eastern Standard. 1 to 3. Okay. It's around that time. 1 to 3 p.m. So we're going to go into chapter 10 of I don't know what book. Let's see which book this is. Chapter 3, Power of Assumption. Let me see what book we got here. The Power of Awareness. Oh. Do I have that down there somewhere? So we're in chapter 10, Creation. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, things that are not yet done. Okay. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning. What do we talk about? What do we talk about? Living from the end. I am God. This is from Isaiah 46:9. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning. With manifestation, you live from the end, from what it is you want. If your manifestation is that you are in a beautiful marriage and you live on a farm and you don't have it yet, you're not even in a relationship, in your imagination, you meditate on those things and you see them and you feel them and you live as if you have those things. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning. This is about creation. And this is us. This is how you manifest. You manifest from the end. You declare the end. I'm in a beautiful marriage and I live on a farm with the most amazing partner who is loyal and faithful to me, and we love each other and we have a beautiful, adventurous life. That is you saying, I am God and I'm going to declare the end from the beginning. I don't yet have it, but I'm declaring the end, that it's already mine, that I already have it. And I'm going to live from that space. And you think about, how would I live if I was already a millionaire? How would I live if I already was living in my dream home? How would I feel if I already had all the things that I want? I know the light, it's just directly centered. This has to be a good sign for us, right? So that's directly from Isaiah 46:9. I am God declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, things that are not yet done. You declare that they're already done. I love when the sunlight through your blinds. And I know it's really centered, direct, dead center today. This is The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. This is what is meant by creation. And the statement that creation is finished means nothing is ever to be created. It is only to be manifested. What is called creativeness is only becoming aware of what already is. You simply become aware of increasing portions of that which already exists. Creation is already finished. Think about that. Mexicali in the house. Think about that. Creation is already finished. Everything that you and I want already exists. Everything, creation is finished. The only thing you have to do is tap into whatever that is. Thank you. That's it. The fact that you can never be anything that you are not already, or experience anything not already existing, explains the experience of having an acute feeling of having heard before what is being said, or having met before the person being met for the first time, or having seen before a place or thing being seen for the first time. The whole of creation exists in you. And it is your destiny to become increasingly aware of its infinite wonders and to experience ever greater and grander portions of it. The whole of creation exists within you, it exists within me. It's just using your imagination to tap into where that is. Already inside of you, though. Not out there. We're not trying to tap into something out there. Now, this is something I've never said before. This is just some kind of epiphany that I just had. That everything that we desire is inside of us, but you have to go and find it. You have to go and find that energy that already lives inside of you, so that you can feel that energy inside of you, because what happens on the inside is reflected outside, right? Think about that. All the things that you want and desire are not out there. They're not at a car dealership. They're not at a new home. They're not in a relationship with that person. It's inside of all of us. How do we tap into that energy field? It's not about figuring out, well, what energy field is, this female on that so that I can attract her? What energy field is this vacation on so I can attract that to me? Everything is a reflection of us. So if you don't have the dream home, if you don't have that beautiful relationship that you want, if you don't have all the things that you desire, it's not tapping into a certain energy out there. It's tapping into the energy inside of yourself. Where is that energy inside my own universe? And how do I bring that forth so that I can be a match for all the things that I desire? And then they just come to me. Because I am living that. I am living that frequency, so that frequency just comes to me. I don't have to go look for it. I don't have to look for the frequency. I am the frequency. And all things that match my energy come to me. You are everything and everything is you. I love it. Because literally, you can say that you are everything or you could say that you are nothing. Your consciousness will believe either or. If you believe that you're nothing, that's what your frequency that you give out is, and that's what you get back. If you believe that you are everything, that is the energy and frequency you put out, so that is what comes back. Love it, Ben. What scripture was it? Isaiah 46, 9 and 10. Okay. If creation is finished and all events are taking place now, the question that springs naturally to the mind is, what determines your time track? That is, what determines the events which you encounter? And the answer is your concept of yourself. Hey, why did that look like it went dim? So your concept of yourself, what does that mean? It's how you think about yourself, what you believe to be true about yourself. That is your self-concept. Do I think, is my dominant thought about myself that I'm not worthy of great things? Is my dominant thought, I never get the things that I want? Is my dominant thought, I'll never be treated well? Is my dominant thought, I am not chosen? What is your dominant thought, right? That is your self-concept. So if your dominant thought is, I am not chosen, that is your inner magic wand. So that magic wand is going to say, okay, let's get on the frequency of all the things that are not going to choose you. And then every part of your life, you're going to say, I'm just not worthy. I'm never chosen. I'm not chosen. But that energetic frequency that you live with inside of you is your magnet to everything that you're bringing towards you. So if you want to change your life and the way that things are going, you have to change the inner belief system, which is your subconscious mind and thinking. It's very simple. Concepts determine the route that attention follows. Here's a good test to prove this fact. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. You will observe that as long as you remain faithful to your assumption, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. Let me go to this one. If your concept of yourself is that you are a failure, you would encounter in your imagination a whole series of incidents in conformance to that concept. Thus, it is clearly seen how you, by your concept of yourself, determine your present. That is the particular portion of creation which you now experience, and your future, that is the particular portion of creation which you will experience. So if the concept of yourself is that you are a failure, it's saying a whole series of incidents will come about to give you proof that that is your self-concept. If you think that you are a failure, there will be plenty of experiences that will show you, yes, you're a failure. Your consciousness is not here to prove you wrong or prove you right. Your consciousness just believes what you tell it. Your consciousness just believes what you tell it, or what it's programmed with. If it's programmed with the idea you were abused as a child, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm not lovable. And you live with that throughout the rest of your life. Because we're not taught how important our subconscious programming is. We're not taught that this is the way in which we experience life, is through our thought process and our belief system about ourselves, which is known as your self-concept. When you change your self-concept, you change your life. Whether it's for the good or the bad. Your reality will shift and conform to whatever your ideas of yourself are. Very, very simple. Chapter 11, Interference. You are free to choose the concept you will accept of yourself. Therefore, you possess the power of intervention. the power which enables you to alter the course of your future. Every single one of us has the ability to alter our future by simply changing our thoughts. Nothing else. When you start to change the way that you think about life and the way that you see yourself, your life will change. Somebody actually DM'd me. So what was the name of that book that you recommended? And I said, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. He got the book. He started reading the book and applying those principles, which is exactly what I'm explaining now. And he won, I think it was poker or some kind of game. He put in like $10 and won like 400 or something like that. And this happened like twice in 1 week. So when you understand how to use your own consciousness for your own benefit, your life will change. And he was like, oh, I really need to work on like not thinking so negative. I didn't really realize how negative I think all the time. It's the awareness of the thoughts or the way to change your reality. So if you don't have the awareness that you walk around every day like you can't afford that, you're not good enough, you're not worthy. If you have no awareness of that, you just think life happens to you. But life is happening because of you. It's not happening to you. It's not because you just have shit luck. It's nothing to do with that. It has to do with your thoughts and beliefs. So this person literally went from, feeling like negative to not having luck to reading this book, not this one. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. It's one of the best ones that you can read, I think. And then all of a sudden, like money just was coming out of nowhere. All of a sudden, his luck changed. It's because his consciousness changed, his thoughts changed. So if you want to change the trajectory of your life, it's only about your thoughts. I can say this a million times and people won't get it. I could say it 1,000,001 times and then somebody will be like, wow, it just clicked for me. Right? Okay. He was in the world and the world was made by him and the world knew him not. The mystery hid from the ages. Christ in you, the hope of glory. The he in the first of these quotations is your imagination. He was in the world. Your imagination was in the world. And the world was made by him, the imagination. Let's just say that again. He was in the world, and this is from John 1:10. He was in the world, which is our imagination is in this world. And the world, this world was made by him, the imagination. And the world knew him not. The mystery hid from the ages. The mystery is our consciousness. The mystery is to be able to utilize our consciousness and how it creates our reality. Our imagination was in the world and the world was made by our imagination. I'm going to read that again. Our imagination was in the world and the world was made by imagination. That is why you could be standing next to a person looking at the same things and that person has a completely different experience than you. Because our imagination is in the world and the world was made by our imagination. So my imagination is creating my reality. And I might see the most beautiful garden. Oh my God, this is spectacular. And the person next to me, his imagination is creating his reality, can say, yeah, but those flowers are dying over there. That looks like, it's not the right color yet. Our imagination creates our world. Good, I'm glad you just bought it. So the he in the first of these quotations is your imagination. As previously explained, there is only one substance. This substance is consciousness. It is your imagination which forms this substance into concepts, which concepts are then manifested as conditions, circumstances, and physical objects. Thus, imagination made by your world, or made your world. Imagination made your world. This supreme truth, with but few exceptions, man is not conscious of. The mystery, Christ in you, referred to in the second quotation, is your imagination by which your world is molded. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ consciousness. Many people say that Jesus was not the Son of God, and I talked about this before, that Jesus Christ, it wasn't like that's who he was, Jesus Christ, right? He attained the level of Christ consciousness. So he was labeled Jesus Christ. Every one of us, if we were focused enough, could reach a level of Christ consciousness. Every one of us, Ben Christ, John Christ. He was called Jesus Christ because he rose to a level of consciousness known as the Christos, known as Christ consciousness. So when it says Christ in you is the hope of glory, it doesn't mean Jesus the man is in you. It means the amount of consciousness, Christ consciousness is in you, and that is the hope of glory. Because when you reach a certain level of consciousness, you can tap into all things. You can tap into the power of healing. You can tap into the power of love. You can tap into the power of joy, happiness. All of these things. Christ in you, the hope of glory. The hope of glory is your awareness of the ability to rise perpetually to higher levels, right? Known as Christ consciousness. Christ is not to be found in history, nor in external forms. You find Christ only when you become aware of the fact that your imagination is the only redemptive power. When this is discovered, the towers of dogma will have heard the trumpets of truth, and like the walls of Jericho, crumble to dust. So if we think about that, Christ is not to be found in history, nor in external forms. You find Christ only when you become aware of the fact that your imagination is the only redemptive power. That is the power of Christ. Not the man, but the level of consciousness. Christ consciousness. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ is not to be found in history, nor in external forms. In every religion, or at least many religions, teach us that there is this form outside of ourselves that we must pray to. Jesus Christ, go to church and praise Jesus. When you praise something outside of yourself, you are giving your power away to that being. But when you understand that Christ was a level of consciousness and not a man, the power is then brought back to you. Because you say, oh, okay, so it's up to me to change my world. It's up to me to create my reality. It's up to me to understand that I can perform miracles. That gives us a very different level of accountability than thinking I have to pray to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. You are your Lord and Savior. You can go and rise up to the level of consciousness the man Jesus did. Every one of us can do that. So when we understand that, we know that it all falls back onto us. Jesus was a man with the consciousness, I believe. The book is The Power, yes, what I'm reading from right now is The Power of Awareness. This makes so much more sense to me than anything that I was ever taught in religion. Is to know that there was a man named Jesus that rose to such a high level of consciousness that he could perform miracles. And people looked up to him as a God. Because there was maybe a handful of people up until this day that have been able to reach that level of consciousness. So Jesus became a God to people because no one else could do what he could do. Because no one else understood how to achieve that level of consciousness to be able to do what he was able to do. But if you look at Jesus as an ordinary man that could do extraordinary things because he understood the map of consciousness, he understood how to raise the energy within himself to reach the highest level of consciousness you could. This is the potential in all men. And that is the truth. If we look at the map of consciousness, like I always say, right here, these are all levels of consciousness. This is the lowest is shame, and this is the highest is enlightenment. So if we look at the levels of consciousness that we can get to, that's where Jesus was. He was all the way at the top. Jesus was all the way up here. And he knew that people were able to do this. He was a teacher. He was a preacher. That's probably why he was killed. If we know the reason why many people are killed now is because they expose things that darkness doesn't want exposed to light, you can understand why Jesus was crucified. They did not want the world to know the power within themselves. Right? Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's almost time. Okay, your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. All progress, all fulfillment of desire depend upon the control and concentration of your attention. So we'll stop there for today, but it is your imagination. What is your attention going to every day? Is your attention going to, why isn't this person reaching out to me? Why, do I not have this job? Where is your attention going? Because wherever that attention is going, the energy is flowing there. But if your attention is on the things, even though you don't have them, that I am so loved, I am always chosen. I am always living my highest timeline. Like today, you can choose to live in a state of fear because of an eclipse, or you can choose to tap into a higher timeline. Write down all the things that you want. Why the person isn't messaging is so real. It's real for many people. But when you don't allow these things to affect you anymore, and you say, I am always chosen. I am always the number one priority. Your reality starts to reflect that. Why isn't this person texting me? Why are they taking so long? When your attention is on that, it only magnifies. And that's sending a mental signal to the other person, telepathically. You're needy, you're needy, you're needy. They always come back. They always, as long as you have a high concept of yourself, the motherfuckers always come back. Okay? They always come back. When you're desperate, when you're like, why isn't this happening? Like, why is this, why is she being like this? Why is he doing that? Why does this person want to spend time with me on the weekend? But when you have the concept of yourself, that I'm always chosen, I'm always treated like a queen, or a king, those things will start to reflect back to you. They don't text you back, it's their loss. Who cares? Who cares? Let it go and let it flow. They will always come back. Always. Always and always. You hold that energy and you hold that light that I am always worthy, that I'm always chosen, that I'm always cared for. And that's what will be reflected back to you, whether it's that same person or someone new that comes into your life that shows you how you're always meant to be treated. When you shift your level of consciousness to that way of thinking, that is what you will have. That's it. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be in fear. I didn't hear from this person today. Why are they not reaching out? They will always come back. That's it. Do something good today. Do not live in fear. Do not be in fear. The sun's out here. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. You just have to stay in a higher vibration or a higher timeline and know that good things always come to me. Good things always come to me, even if something catastrophic happens. How do we learn from this? What is it showing us? Did we help to co-create this reality? Because that's where the mind needs to go, is how did I tap into this timeline? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to be today? What timeline am I going to tap into? The end of the world timeline or the beginning of a new world timeline? We get to decide. We do have a choice, Just FYI. Elevate, elevate, elevate. Have a beautiful eclipse day. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday night. And I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful morning and a beautiful, beautiful day today. Do not live in fear. Do not. The cover of the book, yes. It is a very, very thick book. This is the whole collection, though. This isn't The Power of Awareness. This is The Power of Awareness and all of Neville Goddard's books. So The Power of Awareness is where I was reading from today. Have an amazing day. And I will see you on Wednesday.